Today, we're going to try on our metaphorical Letterman jackets and sneak into the world of Millionaire on Pocket FM.
Oh, I like this.
Specifically, episode 9.
Okay.
Where the drama really unfolds faster than a gossip app notification. We've got a stack of intriguing character dynamics and plot twists to unravel.
Yeah.
So let's jump right in. What really struck me about this episode is how it uses the familiar backdrop of high school to explore some surprisingly complex themes.
Right.
We've got wealth and social status, of course, but also the subtle ways gender roles and societal expectations play out, even in those, hallowed halls of teenage angst.
Mm-hmm.
It's fascinating how this episode contrasts different forms of currency, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
We see Alex, who we know is secretly loaded, navigating a world where everyone just assumes he's ordinary. Then there's Zara, the quintessential queen bee who seems to wield social influence like a superpower.
Totally.
What's interesting is how the episode subtly critiques this idea of social currency, particularly through Zara's interactions with Alex. She treats him almost like an assistant, even making him fan her with money at one point.
Yeah.
It's almost comical, right?
It is.
But it also highlights the power dynamics at play and how wealth doesn't automatically grant someone respect or genuine connection.
Right.
And speaking of genuine connection, that's where Rachel, the new girl, throws a wrench into the whole social machinery of this high school microcosm.
Interesting.
Unlike others who seem fixated on appearances, Rachel treats Alex with kindness from the get-go, regardless of his perceived social standing. Her arrival really throws a curveball into the equation of wealth equals social value, don't you think? It's like the episode is prompting us to question those assumptions and consider what truly matters in forming connections.
Absolutely. And it's not just about challenging social hierarchies. Rachel's arrival also sets the stage for a classic love triangle, with Dean, the stereotypical rich jock, entering the scene.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Dean's attempts to woo Rachel with his wealth directly challenged the episode's exploration of genuine connection. It seems like every word out of his mouth is about his family's latest business acquisition or how much money he's making.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost over the top the way he throws money around, expecting it to just dazzle Rachel.
Yeah, it really does.
But here's where it gets interesting. Dean's blatant attempts to buy Rachel's attention completely backfired.
Right.
Instead of being impressed, she seems totally turned off by his superficiality.
Yeah.
It's like she sees right through his facade, don't you think?
Totally.
Rachel's reactions speak volumes about her values. She's not interested in being bought or impressed by flashy displays of wealth. It seems like she values authenticity and genuine connection, something Dean seems totally oblivious to.
Exactly. And this contrast becomes even more apparent when you compare Dean's approach to Rachel's interactions with Alex. Even though she doesn't know about his wealth, she's drawn to his kindness and the fact that he treats her with respect. It's a subtle but powerful message about what truly matters in forming relationships.
Absolutely.
The episode seems to suggest that genuine kindness and respect might be far more valuable than any amount of money or social status, at least in Rachel's eyes.
Yeah. Now let's talk about that scene where Zara physically pushes Alex aside to sit with Rachel. Talk about a power move gone wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost comical how her attempt to assert dominance backfires.
Right.
Rachel clearly isn't impressed by this kind of behavior, further highlighting the difference in their values.
Totally.
Right. And it's interesting how the episode subtly reinforces this idea of contrasting values through Zara's subplot about her cousin's marital pressures.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
On the surface, it might seem unrelated, but if we dig a little deeper,
Yeah.
it's almost like a parallel narrative, wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
Zara's cousin is being pressured to marry someone primarily for their wealth and social standing.
Right.
It's a stark reminder of the societal expectations placed upon women, particularly when it comes to wealth and marriage.
Yeah, you really feel for her.
And this ties back to Zara's own behavior. It makes you wonder if she's acting out of her own insecurities, or if she's simply internalized these societal pressures to maintain her social standing, even if it means belittling someone like Alex.
It's true.
What's fascinating is how the episode doesn't offer easy answers. It's not simply about good versus bad or right versus wrong. It presents these complex characters and situations in a way that prompts us to reflect on our own values and the pressures we face.
Yeah.
It really makes you think, It's almost as if the episode is holding up a mirror to those societal norms, right? We see these characters grappling with expectations, both internal and external, and it makes you wonder, are we really that different in the real world?
It's a question that resonates far beyond the high school hallways. We see it in our own lives, the ways we perceive success, value relationships, and even judge ourselves. It's this fascinating undercurrent of commentary that elevates the episode beyond just another teen drama.
Totally. And just when you think you have it figured out, we get that cliffhanger ending. Alex and Rachel are about to have a moment. Maybe he's going to reveal his secret. And bam, Zara calls, interrupting everything. Did you see that coming?
It's brilliantly done. We're left on the edge of our seats wondering about the nature of their connection, what Alex might have said. And of course, it perfectly sets up the conflict for future episodes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We know Zara well enough by now to predict she won't be thrilled about any potential bond forming between Alex and Rachel, especially after all the emphasis this episode placed on how people try to win in this social game.
Right. We've got Dean flashing his wealth, Zara using her social influence, and then there's Rachel, who seems to operate on a whole other level, valuing authenticity and kindness. It's almost like the episode is asking us, in this game of love and social standing, what's your winning strategy? What matters most to you?
It's such a thought-provoking question, and one I bet we've all considered at some point in our lives, whether it was navigating high school hallways or the ups and downs of adulting.
And that's the beauty of this episode. It manages to entertain while also prompting some serious self-reflection. Millionaire isn't just a guilty pleasure. It's a chance to dive deeper into these relatable themes and maybe even learn something about ourselves along the way.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
So for all you listeners out there, we'd love to hear your take. What resonated with you most in this episode? Which character's journey sparked your curiosity? Let us know in the comments, and until next time, happy listening.